Jose, appreciate your time. I saw you at the end of the game there congratulating every Chelsea player, every Chelsea member of staff. What's your take on the cup final today?
I congratulate them because they won, but I don't think they deserve to win. I congratulate because I am a sportsman, and they score one more goal than us, and they get the cup. And I think I have to do what my job asks me to do. I am a Manchester United manager, and I have to be respectful, not just because they were my previous club, but because they are the opponent that won the cup. But I think we deserve to win. I think we were the best team, but that's football.
What was the difference then? Because in that second half we saw your team really go for it.
I'm quite curious to know what you say, what people write. I'm quite curious about, because I can imagine if my team played like Chelsea did, I can imagine what everybody was saying. So I'm quite curious, but you know, in this moment I'm in holiday. I gave everything I could. I know that the players today, they gave absolutely everything. It was a bit hard for us to play without Lukaku against a team that defend with 9 players. You need that presence in the box that we didn't have for a long time. But we did everything. We try absolutely everything. So it's the kind of defeat that obviously hurt, like every defeat hurts. But I go home with the feeling that we gave everything. So no regrets.
It's interesting you say that, and you're wondering how it will be taken, because in our studio, Alan Shearer and Ian Wright are saying that in the post-match interviews, Gary Cahill, Cesc Fabregas and Rudiger all saying that they did play very defensively today.
They did, and we knew that. We knew that this is the way they normally play, with a little bit more of ambition in their counter-attack. But I think today, especially after the 1-0, they were really, really defensive. I think they are not stupid. They know that our team without Lukaku, we don't have a presence. Our team without Fellaini, we don't have a presence. So by agglomerating 8-9 players in front of the box, they knew that they were going to be dominant in that direct football. We had to try. We try everything. We try by other ways, but there were a huge block, compact of players in front of their goal. Apart of that, Courtois had a couple of saves. We were unlucky with some balls in the box. The Paul header is an important one. Rashford's shot is another one. But for me, the image of the game is that David De Gea didn't touch the ball. He touched the ball to grab the ball in the net. But you know, sportsman, and the team that scored one more goal wins. That's why I congratulate them.
Thank you for talking to us.
Thank you.
From Jose Mourinho.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you certainly make a case for what he said in the second half when they had a real go, but I guess they had to as well.
Well, they had to. They were 1-0 down.
Yeah.
They were terrible in the first half, Gary. They offered, other than the last minute of the first half, they didn't offer anything.
And another interesting point that he says we didn't have a presence without Romelu Lukaku. Now that Manchester United have got a big squad of players that they've put together over the last 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
And that's quite a statement, isn't it?
Well, it is, especially when you've got, you know, the £90 million man in Pogba playing. He's somebody that we know that he's a good player, and we said at the start he needs to be more consistent. But at the end of the day, you know what I mean, Man United did not play well in that first half. Chelsea scored their goal, whether they defended or not, it's a whole different story. But Man United should have attacked them better than they did. They didn't have enough going past their defenders. They didn't play well in the first half.
They had to come out and they had to attack a lot more than they did. They had possession. We know that in the first half, but they just didn't do enough going that way and ask enough questions of Chelsea in behind that Chelsea back three. They were comfortable in that first half. Second half, it totally changed. Yes, everyone was 10 or 15 yards further forward, more energy, passing was crisper, got it out wide. At times their ball into the box was poor, and they didn't have enough men in the box. But when you hear Jose say they didn't have a presence, well, you've still got Sanchez out there, you've still got Rashford, you've still got Lingard, you've got Martial on the bench.
You've got presence behind you at the moment. Someone's dancing around you in the background there. Let's remind ourselves how Chelsea won the game. It came through a penalty. Eden Hazard, it's the first penalty to decide a cup final. Well, it's the only goal in the game, I should say, since 1982, and that was a replay. Spurs against QPR. On that occasion, Glenn Hoddle. This occasion, Eden Hazard, and he was also fouled before they got a bit of debate about whether whether Jones should have seen a red card, but we think the referee got it right.
No, he got it absolutely right. Poor defending initially from Jones to let Hazard in, but once he's in there, that is a genuine attempt, I think, to get the ball. And Michael Oliver and his team today, I thought they had an excellent game. Used VAR for the correct reason and got it absolutely spot on when they had to, and Hazard took that away beautifully. Yes. Calm in a pressurised situation, kept his head.
He's a consistent performer, isn't he?
Well, he is, and it's going to be interesting.
This season?
Yeah, well, I think it's going to be interesting what happens with him, because he's won the league a couple of times now, he's won the FA Cup. And the fact is, he's waiting to see what happens with Chelsea now. They're moving the managers around again. That must be quite frustrating for him, because he's somebody, like he said, his dad said, that he could be a Ballon d'Or winner. Yeah. Is he going to be that at Chelsea? I don't think he is.
OK, well, we talked about using VAR properly. There were a couple of instances that we can demonstrate that with. That it was used by not being used, I suppose. They had a look at it, but they determined that, certainly on this occasion, that the referee's assistant got it right.
Brilliant decision.
It was a very, very good decision. You can just see just half a yard offside there. The linesman there.
Look how intent he is as well. Looking brilliant.
And he puts his flag up early on, and of course they go to VAR, and that is why it was brought in, because no one can argue with that. Yeah.
Now the correct decision. Yeah. Jose doesn't agree on that occasion, but he will do when he sees the replay. And then, of course, there was an Alonso chance that led to also a possible Ashley Young handball, which is, again, one of those that some people will give it, some people are not, but it's for glaring errors, and it wasn't a glaring error.
Well, I thought we should have took the strike there, but when we see it, it comes up to Ashley Young, and his hand's not going towards the ball. Actually, it's not going towards.
In slow motion, everything always looks worse. It looks like he's put his arm down in normal speed.
But still, people could debate that, and VAR was brought in for obvious, blatantly
it's got to be 10 out of 10 people.
Where you cannot debate it, where you cannot argue it, and VAR was correct there in that decision, because that still would be debatable. Is he close to him? So, got it right.
Element of doubt, then you go with the referee's original decision. That makes sense. United did have their chance in the second half. A couple of them fell to Rashford, and then obviously the big one was Pogba.
Keeper's wrong-footed, and you could see by his reaction that it's another chance.
It's an interesting one, isn't it? But it's second season running in many ways. The cup winners, they now go into next season with a bit of doubt. Remember, last year it was Wenger. Yes. This year it's Conte. Is he going to leave? It appears like he is. Obviously, Wenger stayed for another season. So the two teams that won the cup are in a little bit of turmoil.
Well, and also they need to, whatever's going to happen at Chelsea, they need to sort it out now. Yeah. I'm sure over the next 7 days we'll find out, because the manager, whoever comes in, if someone new's coming in, have to start planning. Not only bringing players in, but they need to sort the futures out of the one or two that are there, because Eden Hazard is saying he needs to sort his future out. He's not prepared to commit yet.
Going into a World Cup as well.
There's the well, they're not the players, that's for sure. They have big staff these days, football clubs, don't they? Antonio Conte's in there. Is this a final picture with his staff at Chelsea Football Club? Could well be.
I think so. With everything that's happened during the season, he didn't get what he wanted in respect of players. I thought he went on a bit too long instead of getting on with what he was doing. He continued to complain about it, and I think that he's to the detriment of himself, and the Chelsea hierarchy are not going to stand for that, and it looks like he's going to probably not be there.
I think in all his interviews that we've heard a lot of this season, there's been little digs here and there about the recruitment, who came into the football club, whether it was with his consent, and I think the players have sort of picked up on that. Yeah. And that's given them some sort of an excuse for not performing as well this year as they did last season. Having said that, if he does leave, he's going out as a successful manager with a league title and an FA Cup. Brilliant.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Following up a Premier League with an FA Cup trophy, and just moments ago, Jose Mourinho admitted that you beat him at his own game.
Yeah, and it wasn't an easy game, and we knew this, because when you play against a strong team like Manchester United, you must work very hard, and I think today my players they have worked very hard. They played. They followed the plan that we have prepared during the week to play against United. I think that to win this trophy against a team like Manchester United, make this trophy more important. And last season we won the league and we lost the final against Arsenal. This season we won the trophy, 2 trophies in 2 seasons. I think that it's right. It's right, and our fans and the players deserve this.
A fantastic defensive display as well as an attacking display from Eden Hazard again, who said he would happily commit his future to Chelsea if his team played like they did today, week in, week out. Can you deliver that, Antonio? Consistency?
Yeah, consistency, but at the same time, as you know very well, I think that we can do better. We can do better and to play better. But in this moment, in this season, this is the only way to win a game against strong team, and it happened against Tottenham, it happened against Liverpool 10 days ago, and every time we tried to play open against a strong team, and we lost. Now I think that we are in this moment. We are in this moment. We must be clever. We must be intelligent to exploit our characteristic, and to defend now is the only way to lift a trophy. I think that the people remember if you win a final, not if you lose.
I have to ask you, so much speculation. I know it's been going on for a year. I thank you for your patience of all the questions all season. You've been so patient, but we know this club. Top 4 Champions League football is as important as the future. Can you assess the situation you're in now? Do you believe you'll be staying? Do you still want to stay?
As you know very well, our job is not simple. It's not easy, and I think to win a trophy or to lose a trophy, I think can change the evaluation about my work. I think that it's normal. It's right that the club has to take the best decision for the club, for these players, for everyone, and it's right, and I will respect every decision about the club, and I will agree with every decision.
Thank you, Antonio.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Well, we're just about out of time, so Ian, thank you very much. Have a lovely summer, whatever you do. Alan, thank you very much indeed. That is indeed it. 80 years after the BBC first televised the FA Cup final, it's perhaps fitting on this day of all days that Royal Blue reigns supreme as Hazard lights up Wembley. From all of us here, goodbye.